see and hear me okay? This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 140 people in 13 different countries because why not? And the theme for this set of 2 healings and the set of 3 that we did already this month is courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition. So courage, boldness, and nurturing, self-nurturing, and intuition. So we have sort of yang and yin awesomeness. Thank you. And geeky stats of the 140 people that I will be healing in this live stream that purchased the healing in advance on my website. There are 14 kids, ages 5 to 17. And 106 of the 140 people are in the US, 6 are in Canada, 6 in the United Arab Emirates, 5 in South Korea, 3 in the UK, 3 in Qatar, 3 in Ukraine, 2 in Spain, 2 in Australia, 1 in Luxembourg, 1 in Italy, 1 in Monaco, and 1 in Japan. So hello, hello, hello to everybody that I will be healing in this set of 2 healings. And of course, hello to everyone watching live, whether or not you purchased the healing. Of course, if you're watching live and you didn't purchase the healing, then I will not be healing you, but obviously you can heal yourself as you watch. Because, except for the first minute or so when I'm healing, I talk out loud as I do it, and I say what I'm doing as I do it, so you can use it as an all levels self-healing walkthrough. Oh, and I'm hoping that the glittery moving backdrop does not freak out people. You never know like how people react to things. I think it's cute and fun, but if that is not a universal sentiment, if it's a near universal sentiment, then I'll keep it. If it's not a near universal sentiment, then I will consider not using it. All right. But, you know, since I'm healing with gold light, I thought, you know, that could be kind of cool. All right. So I want to talk about what I'm doing today in this healing specifically. Oops. Okay, so I've already talked about the theme for the healing: courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition. But today, what are we doing? If I had to like nutshell it, it's a lot of unblocking the auras and like chakras. Yeah, specific places in the auras for specific reasons. And then also unblocking your spiritual path, but kind of taking a step back also from unblocking the spiritual path and looking at, well, do you do that when you need to do it? Because sometimes this stuff is easier said than done. You know, like, I mean, maybe, you know, healing yourself while I'm healing you is like probably the easiest time to heal yourself, maybe for a lot of people. But healing yourself when you're particularly stuck or when, you know, 2 different people are whacking you or whatever, can you do it then? Or, you know, when you have like a lot of junk triggered blocking your path, your spiritual path forward, and you just feel like completely stuck, you know, what do you do then? You know, and that is it's interesting, you know, and it's workable in advance. Like looking at, okay, well, when you're saved for your spiritual path, when your spiritual path is blocked, so blocked that it's like, not only is it hard to move forward, you're just, period, not moving forward at that time, right? So if it's that blocked, what do you do? Do you use what little oomph that you can muster to unblock it, or do you sort of sidetrack yourself into depression and exhaustion and self-destructive behaviors or destructive towards others behaviors? And you'd think, you know, oh, well, sure, you know, if your path is blocked, that's what you do. You unblock it, right? But it's, you know, that's the whole easier said than done sometimes. So what we're going to do is we're going to hunt for that baggage that derails your ability to adapt, your ability to be a badass, you know, and and handle the adverse situations and challenges that come your way. Because a part of boldness, you know, that's like courage and boldness, and self-nurturing and intuition. I mean, all that stuff. It's like if there's certain baggage that triggers, it can be very debilitating, and then you just wallow in feeling like crap, you know. And there are plenty of external reasons one could find to justify why you're feeling like crap. Not justify like you're making up excuses and you're deluded. I mean, there are plenty of external reasons to feel like crap in the world on a typical day. The question is, you know, can you kind of flip the script within your own auras and your own chakras and your own meridians and your grounding and all that, so that you're doing what you can to, you know, have your best day, to feel your best. So that's kind of that ability to adapt. You know, that's so in addition to the strategic unblocking in certain places in the auras, and the spiritual path will look at and will work that whole, you know, ability to adapt to challenges. What do you do when you're stuck? Alrighty. So it's a very worthy topic, I think. It's easy to judge yourself, you know, like, oh, you know, I was stuck and what did I do? I wasted all day and I did these self-defeating behaviors and I, you know, was kind of bitchy to somebody I care about and, you know, whatever. You know, but so like bad me, right? But to get beyond the bad me and just look at like, okay, well, what triggered so that was my response to the situation, you know, so that next time you get particularly stuck, it's not as hard to kind of get out of the ditch and get back on track. I hope that makes sense. So adapting to challenges. Adapting to being triggered or stuck. Okay, cool. So that's today. That's all. And we'll see, you know, that could be the theme for the healing 2 days from now also on Tuesday. We'll see. We'll see. And thank you for your surveys, those of you that filled out your final survey from the triplet set, because most people do all the sets, so not everybody. And I still love the people that pick and choose and buy manually on my website, which, by the way, for those of you who don't have or don't want or can't afford a subscription so that you get to do all the healings and it's already, you know, the payments are automatic, you can purchase a set at a time on my website, a set of healings. And that February and March healing sets are up for sale on my website right now, jwhealing.com. Oh, yeah. And how that tied into the surveys was because I was reading surveys from the last healing, which was a whole different set of healings. But most people that get it also get this one. Sometimes people just buy, both healings in the month together, or, they have a subscription, so they're doing all of them. So anyway, thank you for your surveys. Long story short, I studied the surveys to help me figure out what we're doing today in today's healing. Okay, so I'm going to look at the chat comments briefly before we get going, and then I'll do 3 minutes of quiet to finish my prep right before I start the healing, and then towards the end of that, I'll start the healing without talking, just for a minute, and then I'll talk out loud and do the whole healing. So some quick chat comments. If you wanted to say where you're watching from, I have this geeky little delight about knowing all sorts of, how everybody in different parts of the planet, they get to watch YouTube at the same time, and it's just cute. I like it. So if you don't have to, obviously, but you could say where you're watching from. You could say the weather that you have right now. Actually, we do have sun. You can't see it in the backyard, but you can see it in our front yard. We do have some sunshine right now. It's been cold, though. A lot of below freezing at night, even below freezing during the day yesterday, which is not typical for us out here in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, Olympia, Washington, where I am. But the trees are happy. We're getting enough rain. Lots of moss growing everywhere. It's cute. It's cute if you don't think about the coldness, but it's quite cold. Still too cold for me. But that's okay. I layer a lot. A lot of layers. Okay, someone says hi. Hello to you. Someone says hello from Northern Ireland. Hello to you. Someone says it's cute. Oh, about the flowy, glittery goldness. Thank you. And if you don't like the backdrop, you can share your thoughts with me. If you don't want to share them in the live stream, you can put them in the post-healing survey. If you paid for the healing, then you'll be getting a survey late tonight, and you can fill it out tomorrow. And you can put that in the additional notes. I got a headache watching your glitter. Or whatever. If that's the case, I do want to know if it's extremely triggering for anybody. If nothing else, I can recommend a meditation or something. Someone says, hey Janet, we can see and hear you in Chicago, 11 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. That's a little cold. Did you send an email out about this healing? Oh, cheapers creepers. Yeah, you're right. I didn't. Oops. I prepared a lot for the healing. Well, there's that. Yeah, can't do anything about that now. But yeah, sorry about that. Thanks for pointing that out. It's not your job to point it out, but thank you. I checked my email this morning. Nobody pointed it out to me. Not that it's your job. But yeah, forgot that. I was too busy preparing for the healing. Oops. Anyway, thanks for mentioning that. I didn't receive one, but just checking. Yes, I like the backdrop. Oh, good. Can see and hear you. Sunny and cold. 1 degree Fahrenheit in Evergreen, Colorado. Ouch. 1 degree Fahrenheit. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's quite cold. Someone said they didn't get an email either. Yes, that's because Janet didn't send it out. I didn't send it out. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. I don't know why. I tend to wait till the last minute to send it because emailing that many people, it's like you get a little bit of attention on you, and so I sort of save it till I'm done working for the night and then I do it. But perhaps I should stop saving it until the last minute. Ooh, hey Janet, sorry, don't like the backdrop because it's moving, too distracting for me. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see if during the healing you get used to it and you end up liking it or not. Give it a chance. Give it a chance. Tell your inner child it's happy angel sparkles. So this is hi from Chicago. But thanks for letting me know. So this is hi from Chicago. Hello to you. Someone says they're viewing from Australia, 19 degrees Celsius. 6. Background is good. Yeah, I don't have my little temperature conversion chart handy this time. I mean, it's like over there. I could get it, but I'm not going to do it this time. So, but thank you for all the temperature reports. I hope everybody's staying warm and safe wherever they are. All right. Someone says hello from Las Vegas. Hello to you too. Okie doke. So we'll do the little 3 minutes of quiet, and then I'll start the healing. Okay. Thanks for waiting. So let's start by unblocking hands. You can use your hands to heal yourself. They generate a lot of energy, so they're really useful that way. You have a big hand chakra in the palm of each hand and a chakra in each fingertip. So hand chakra, fingertip chakras. And you can set them to a metallic gold color just with your intention. You don't have to see, just think it. So these energy centers, so one here and the ones in your fingertips, just set them to metallic gold color. So as they spin, that's the color of energy they're generating. So that's the case even if you can't see it. Seeing is different from doing it. It's like you can run your fingers through your hair even if you're not looking in a mirror. Still works, right? So same thing. So use your hands to unblock, use one hand to unblock the other. And with meridians, you have meridians that start in your fingers, you have meridians that end in your fingers. So that's a whole nother reason why hands are really important, because major traditional Chinese medicine meridians start and end in your fingers. Unblock your wrists also. A lot of those traditional Chinese medicine meridians that start or end in your fingers have important points around your wrists. So that's one reason why your wrists are really important. Another reason is you can't be particularly present in your hands if you can't get your astral body through your wrists. Like, putting pants on, you put your legs, astral legs, through your physical legs to be in your toes and your feet. Like that with your arms, you put your astral body arm through your physical body arm to get into your fingers. Like you go in, right? So your spirit is coming through to be in your hands. So you're not going to be that much in your hands if you have a whole bunch of blocks right here. Astral body wrist or physical body wrist. Block both of them. So again, you can use one hand to unblock the other. Wrist. And you could do a composite copy. A lot of the healing, hands are nice to do this way, without a copy. But most of the healing, it's possibly easier, more effective to use a copy out in front of you. Also, you can see better, like if you're healing back here, your vision might not be great unless you have a copy out in front of you of what you're doing. So you make a copy out in front of you, either of, say, just your hand and your wrist. You can make it a composite copy of both hands and both wrists. So you're like unblocking both wrists at the same time. It looks like one hand, but it represents both your hands, both astral hands and both physical hands. And just unblock them all at the same time. Okay, cool. Okay, so grounding, go ahead and recreate both of your groundings. You have two major groundings, one for your astral body energy system and one for your physical body energy system. So make them both nice and wide as all your auras, and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Make them both the same color, any shade you want of red or orange or yellow. And then make a copy out in front of you of those brand new groundings that you just made, and comb through them and find any blocks, and melt those blocks with gold light from your hands. The whole point of gold light is it's effective for repairing and unblocking and letting go. So you could like sort of sweep together in one spot all the blocks in your grounding that are good to get rid of and just melt them all at once if you want. Use lots of gold light, melt them away. You can also blow things up rather than melting them if you prefer. Just make sure you blow them up completely, and only do that if you're healing yourself, not if you're healing somebody else. So courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition. That's the theme for this healing, the healings this month. And a lot of people that are not especially bold, or not as bold as would be good for them at this time, their grounding's too blocked. So just find any blocks in your grounding that make you more passive, more confused, more overwhelmed, and melt those away. Find any blocks in your grounding that are making you a lot less bold than you need to be, and melt those blocks. Okay. Indie grounding is where you use gold light and you check the outer surface of your groundings all the way down to the core of the earth, and you use that gold light to melt away any connections between your grounding and somebody else's grounding. Just melt all that away, because you want their grounding is better if it's just for them and goes straight down, and same with your grounding. It's just more effective, a lot more effective if it goes straight down and doesn't hook into anybody else's grounding. All right, good enough. Okay, so aura repair. You have 17 auras. Astral body, physical body, and then 15 auras called Wei Qi auras, which is strong boundaries energy of your spirit, but it also really, really helps your physical body as well, even though it's energy of you as a spirit. So you just imagine a copy in front of you of all those 17 auras, and they're pretty much, it's kind of like a big bubble. They're all in the same place if you're reasonably present. But you just imagine a copy out in front of you and comb through your 17 auras and check for rips. For example, I had one person in their survey that said they had a continuous headache for 2 days straight. So that person had significant damage to their Wei Qi auras, but they didn't realize it. And so I don't know if they didn't try aura repair, maybe. Or maybe there were just some beings in the way, so the rips weren't repairing. Not sure. But anyway, aura repair. Auras protect you. Auras help everything flow properly and function properly. So if anything severe is you're experiencing, like a lot of pain, a lot of headaches, whatever, you probably have aura damage. So let's fix that. So you just imagine all your auras, and you can just manually check, where the rips are, just kind of get a sense with your imagination or your vision, your intuition. But if that doesn't work, it's okay. If you don't trust your intuition, you can just repair all the rips at one time using composite copy technique. So you create with your mind an image of a rip, and you have it represent with your intention. You're like, okay, this represents all the rips in my 17 auras that I need to repair right now. And then you need to clean it out thoroughly so that the repair works well. So use sticky gold wax, gold light from your hands, that with your intention, it'll stick to whatever's not you, that is good to get rid of. So hard objects, invasive people, invasive beings, and now it's all one big lump. And then you lift that out, the wax and the junk, and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk all in a big lump. Angels, here you go. So including the hard objects, because hard objects can be thrown at you, and that can be why you have a rip in the first place. Some people throw hard objects with blasts of energy. Some people just throw blasts of energy. Obviously bad karma to do. I don't recommend anyone does it. Okay, sticky gold wax. Lift out all that junk. Angels, here you go. Okay, so now you can use gold light to get as deep as possible into the rip. So you start the repair. All right, good job. So you probably repaired most of your rips, but maybe not all of them. So we're going to be thorough and do it one more time quickly. But we're going to also definitely make sure to ask the angels to recycle any invasive beings that might be in the way, because that could be why some of the rips didn't repair, right? So imagine an image of a rip and have it represent any rips you still have, any leftover rips, right? And then say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings that are blocking this repair? And then same thing, sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk. Angels, here you go. Any lingering hard objects, get rid of them. Angels, here you go. Fill it up with gold light and just let the gold light start the repair process. Okay, so you could have some leftover hardness, like maybe all the rips are gone, but there could be patches of hardness, either at the edge of your aura, which I would call aura scarring, or within your aura, which I would call aura bruising, but same difference. So just pile out in front of you copies of any leftover aura hardness, because that'll weaken your aura. You don't want to leave the hardness there. So pile up the copies of all the aura hardness, and you could say, angels, are there any invasive, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you please recycle them? And then also use gold light to melt away cords. People could be cording into these patches of hard energy, so just melt away the cords from people, and then just keep using gold light to melt away all the hardness. Or you could blow it up too if you're healing yourself. Just blow up all the aura hardness. Alrighty, so just double check the outer surface of your auras, see if there's still any leaks. There are, just do a little extra repair. Leaks can feel like if you have like an inflated ball or a tire, you know, like, and you feel the air bursting out of a little leak. You double check your grounding again, unblock it. So I noticed people had a lot of heaviness above the top of the auras. So just check that out. So like say for AccuDoll, this would be the top of her auras right around here. So then above there, you can have a bunch of stuff just sitting there that people have dumped in your space. Well, tried to dump in your space, but it didn't work. So it's just sitting up there. So you can melt all that junk away. Wait. So you can imagine, you know, the top of your auras and then what's above there and just melt all that away. All right, good enough. So let's repair the creative rings. So creative rings are 3 gold rings above your astral body head, 1, 2, 3. And you can make a copy of those out in front of you and wash them out with gold light. And you want the hold on a sec. I get my trusty drawing of flaps. So this is if this is the creative ring, a view of the creative ring if the flaps are open, if the ring is irritated because cords are going in, sending energy that's not yours. Then the flaps stick out like that. That's like a top-down view of one of your creative rings. So you don't want it to look like that. You want the flaps to be relaxed and shut so that it's a nice smooth outer surface without the flaps sticking open, right? So that's true for all your creative rings and actually all the round openings of your chakras. They have flaps, and so you want to melt away all the cords and unblock enough so that the flaps relax and fall shut. So creative rings. You can so you can have people or invasive beings messing with your creative rings through cording them. So you can just imagine if there are any invasive beings messing with your creative rings. Sometimes maybe you might have trouble seeing them, but you can just imagine them as like a row of clouds, you know, and then the little energy connections between those beings and your creative rings. And you can say, angels, can you recycle all these invasive beings? Or you can just say, you know, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings trying to mess with my creative rings? And the people, you can imagine the people that are courting your creative rings, if there are any, you can kind of imagine them lined up at a distance and don't do anything to those people, just melt the cords in and around your creative rings. So then the cords just sort of drop off. You don't have to worry about them. Okay, so then we will unblock creative rings. and the 7 chakras. So 7 chakras, 7 astral body chakras, and 7 physical body chakras. So just imagine your creative rings, 3 gold rings, 1, 2, 3, and then chakras 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how they're oriented. 7 is oriented this way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are oriented this way with the round opening in the front and the round opening in the back. And that's the basic chakra shape. This high-tech visual aid here to show you the chakra shape. So just you can use sticky gold wax and have it stick to everything that's not you. That's good to get rid of right now, from your creative rings and all your major chakras, 7 astral and 7 physical. The sticky gold wax, all the junk, and move out the junk all at once with the wax. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, creative rings, and all your major chakras along your spine. Move out the junk with the wax. Angels, here you go. All right, good enough. Okie doke. So chakra repair and unblocking. Let's do that. So again, my high-tech drawing, my high-tech model here of basic chakra shape, open cylinder. So go ahead and create an image of basic chakra shape and have it represent, with your intention, have it represent all your chakras, all your major and minor chakras in your body and your spirit. So like ones around each joint, bigger ones in major energy channels, major ones along your spine, all the smaller ones that are super cool in your meridians, all those acupuncture points, those are all chakras. So have one image representing all your chakras, and then use gold light to repair and unblock them all at once and melt cords going into them. You can lift out the blocks and melt them away. Lift out any blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. Melt them away with gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair and unblocking, can you please recycle them? You can think about the theme, courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition. Lift out any blocks in your chakras in the way of you being more creative, more courageous, bold, self-nurturing, and intuitive. Just lift out the blocks in the way of that, and you can blow up the blocks or melt them with gold light. Lift out the blocks in the way of the theme, melt them with gold light. Lift out the blocks in the way of the theme, melt them away, gold light. Lift out the blocks, melt them away with gold light. Okay, good job. Okay. So in this section, we're going to do repair and unblocking of your good karma windows, which are back here. They're a part of your astral body energy system. So you as a spirit. And that's a major importance as far as boundaries back here. that your good karma windows are repaired and unblocked. So that's what we'll do. But in addition, also other relevant things to do, which we do at the same time because it's in a similar area, is your flow zone, which is for your physical body. And that's unblocking back here and in and around your physical neck. So unblocking back here in your physical body aura and in and around your physical neck, that's, I call your flow zone. And that's just really good to have unblocked and flowing to help you be more present and safe. And then base of skull points are acupuncture points, you know, traditional Chinese medicine, meridians and points within those meridians, little chakras within those meridians, and the auras behind them. And so we'll work that. That's what we're doing in this section. So good karma windows, they look like little triple frame windows. What's a triple frame window? It looks like that. Technically, I think they're called concentric squares. 3 concentric squares. So each of your astral body aura layers has one of these triple frame windows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And they're the color of that, your energy in that aura layer. So if you do the chakra system, you know, where you do like a rainbow color system for your chakras, then red, you set your first chakra to red. So therefore your energy in your first chakra and first layer is red. Therefore this good karma window is red back here, the first one. Orange for second chakra, so orange, and the second one is orange. So whatever, red, orange, yellow, green, light blue, deep blue, and purple in the top of the head for 7th chakra. So they might not look that pretty though when you're combing back here. You know, these good karma windows, that's okay. They can look black, they can look white, silver, whatever, junk is all around them. So, but you want to clean all that off with gold light and repair them. They could get pretty bashed up just because this is a significant boundaries location. So people can throw hard objects or blasts of energy and damage these good karma windows. So you just melt away whatever's there, or you can drag it off, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. So what could be there? Well, hard objects is a big one. Also invasive people and invasive beings can just kind of weave their energy through there and access your back of your little base of skull points or major chakras along your spine. So you can just imagine any energy that's not yours that has woven its way through your good karma windows, maybe anchored into your chakras, and just freeze it and surround it in gold light and drag it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Freeze it. Angels, here you go. Freeze it. Drag it out. Angels, here you go. You could say too, you know, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with this area, can you please recycle them? And just keep preparing those triple frame windows. Good karma windows, they're not just a place to keep negative energy out. It's a place to bring in good things of yours, like new positive change energy. You can bring it in from the top into your 7th chakra. You can bring it from the top directly into your shoulders, but you can also bring it from the back through your good karma window. So you want to unblock and repair enough so that you're safe there. There's no gross stuff coming through, and your good stuff can come through. Again, you might have, you know, stuff woven through, kind of anchoring into the back here. So just freeze all that, drag it out. Angels, here you go. Freeze all that, drag it out. Angels, here you go. So then flow zone, like I said, is very similar, but it's in the physical body aura back there, as opposed to the astral body aura. So comb through your physical body aura behind your neck, behind the base of your skull, and you can get like a big, especially blocked right behind the base of the skull and the neck, like a big old block sitting there, kind of like as big as a cantaloupe or something. So just, if you have something like that, just melt it away with lots of gold light. You can say too, you know, angels, if there's any invasive beings in this area, can you please recycle them? Melt away any hardness. Or you can blow it up. As long as you blow it up completely. Again, comb through your flow zone. There's going to be no windows in your flow zone, just the layers of your astral body. I'm sorry, of your physical body aura back there. So it should be just flow. I call it flow zone, just flow. All you should have back there is just flowing energy. So comb through there. Recycle any, melt away any hardness. As I've said before, the hardness weakens your boundaries, weakens your auras. So if you feel like you often get damage back here, A, you have to repair the damage, but then B, hunt for the hardness that keeps this area so vulnerable to damage and melt away the hardness. Alrighty, and then base of skull points. So that's a diagram showing traditional Chinese medicine meridians in that area. And the base of skull points, there are 2 rows of them that I call base of skull points. One is level with the top of your earlobe, and one is level with the bottom of your earlobe. Those are what I'm referring to when I say base of skull points. So just check out those meridians. You want them to feel like red and flowy, and you want them to have a lot of your energy flowing through them. You don't want them to feel like stuck or hardened, or that they're kind of like lacking enough energy. These chakras, all chakras, they generate energy. They actually create energy, and they also keep energy flowing. So these chakras within meridians, they keep energy flowing within that meridian. So heal them enough so that they're able to do their job. They're able to create energy. They're able to keep the flow going. And with all meridians, the auras around the meridians is maybe even a little more important than direct work on the meridians themselves. Maybe that's because these chakras are smaller, so much more small than your major chakras along your spine, that they can't handle, a lot of pressure caused by stagnant hard energy in your auras and then invasive energy hooked into that. So you gotta help out your base of skull points by combing through them and outward into the auras and find that hard energy and melt it away. So comb through the points and outward with gold light and get that stuck energy melted away. And if you find a big plate of energy, you can also ask angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this, can you please recycle them? And then melt away cords from people going into the major energy block. And you can melt out your resistance. And that usually helps to explode really well. Like if you like when things explode, but it's not really exploding for you, maybe there's cords from people that you missed, but then if it's still not exploding, then wash out your resistance from it, and that usually is like the final thing before it explodes nicely. So comb through your base of skull points and out into the auras. So like through and out, through and out. Get the hardness. Angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this, can you recycle them? And melt cords from people going into that hardness. Melt out your resistance. And let it explode. And check out along your spine. Base flow zone is in and around your neck. So, you know, that plus, you know, all the work that we've been doing, it does kind of help your spine flow better. We can just do the whole spine, the skull, and just think about keeping that energy flow. You want all your bones and everything to be able to have flow throughout, so your body can communicate and do its work without, you know, traffic jams, right? So check out your spine all the way up and down, and just use cold light. You can use red earth energy too on any body thing. So like body meridians, bones, muscles. You bring up red earth energy and soak your spine with red earth energy. Soak your skull with red earth energy. And you may have some invasive beings that are connected to your spine in some way. So you can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings connected to my spine? Take a couple deep breaths. So again, if you find any traffic jam, anywhere the energy doesn't flow freely up and down in your spine, just focus a lot of gold light there. Until you feel like, okay, no more traffic jam there. Find another traffic jam in your spine. Focus a lot of gold light there. Relax. Until you freed up the flow there. All right, good job. Woohoo! All right. Okay, so we're going to do the back. We're going to unblock back meridians. I had seen that one of my relative newbies needed extra work with the back meridians. We did this in the last set of healings, which she did get, but that's, you know, we can always use more work. We're all works in progress. So your back is you know, really good to have strong boundaries in your back. I've said before, it's also works with the whole boldness theme, courage and boldness, you know, to have your own back, to have a strong back. And so I'm showing the meridians right now in your back. And the yellow lines are especially key for your back meridians. That's the urinary bladder meridian, which starts in the inner corner of your eye and then goes back. And then 2 branches become 4 branches, which is where you can see right now. So that's pretty cool. And then here's the bottom of it right there. So it sort of looks like an N right there near the butt. The inner branch makes a little N shape. Inner branches of the urinary bladder meridian. So let's work all that. Long story short, let's do it. So just like we did with the base of skull points, you comb through these points and outward. You have a copy out in front of you of yourself. And so it could be like you're looking at it, you know, straight on. So you're looking right there, or you're looking at it as a profile, whatever works for you. And just comb through it and comb outward into the auras. Find some real hard bunch of energy blocks. Just say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into all this, can you please recycle them? And then melt cords from people going into here. Use gold light for your hands to melt cords away from people. And then also wash out your own resistance from the blocks. And then at that point, they probably will explode. You may have to work at it a little to make it blow up, or you can melt it fully. So that's the idea. We'll just keep doing that. And again, remember the butt points too that are not shown at the moment. So comb through all that and outward. Comb through with gold light to unblock and repair these meridians. We could just do some direct work on them too. So the gray line that is shown as gray in the diagram, so you can tell them apart, but that midline one, that's the governing vessel meridian. It's very important, especially for the theme, courage, boldness. It helps to, your governing vessel meridian helps to manage all your yang meridians. So you want lots of flow there. And then the yellow lines, that's your urinary bladder meridian, like I said. So just get a sense of them intuitively. You don't want them to feel like really clamped shut and depleted. You want them to be like big red flowing rivers. Lots of your life force and lots of your body's vitality. That zigzaggy line, the back, I always get that confused between the large intestine and the small intestine meridian. I'm thinking that's the small intestine one. Yeah, that's the small intestine. Right there. So comb through it and outward. Find the hardness. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this? Melt cords from people. Melt yourself out of the blocks, and then blocks explode. So again, that brown line, that's the small intestine meridian. So just comb through those points. And so the zigzaggy brown line, comb through that, comb outward into the auras, find the hardness. Angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this? Melt cords going into the hardness. And wash yourself out of the hardness so that it explodes. Still doesn't explode, you can blow it up yourself. You can do direct. You can do direct healing on that small intestine meridian, the brown line, the zigzaggy one. Again, you don't want it to feel like it's depleted or crunched up or hardened. You want it to feel like it's red and flowy, lots and lots of your energy. All those little points, those little dots on the diagram, those are chakras. So you want them healed enough so that they can do their job and make a lot of energy. And send it along the meridian. Okay, so one last time, come through all your back meridians, including, let's show it more explicitly again, the lower part of the urinary bladder meridian, all those butt chakras, So just comb through that area of your butt chakras, the gold light, comb back into the auras, find the hardness. Angels, if there's any invasive beings, can you recycle them? And then melt the cords going into those blocks. And wash yourself out of those blocks so that they can explode well. Again, comb through this part of the urinary bladder meridian, the yellow lines, comb through that, and your governing vessel meridian, you know, the midline there, comb through all that, comb outward, find any big plates of hard energy. Angels, if there are any beings hooked into this stuff, can you recycle them? And melt cords from people. Wash yourself out of these blocks so that they explode fully. All right, good job, good job, good job, good job. Woohoo. So that was working your back boundaries by working your back meridians and the auras behind them. Working meaning unblocking, little repair of the points and the meridians themselves in your back. All right, good job. Okay. So I had explained, oops. I had explained in the intro early on in this live stream in the section about like today's techniques and concepts. I had explained this already. So this will just be a mini quick version of it. We're going to help you clear baggage so that you can adapt better to stresses, challenges, being stuck, getting punished, whatever. Because whether or not it's not that the difference in your quality of life is not that all of a sudden people stop punishing you. It's what you do about it. You know, or it's not that all of a sudden you have no invasive people in your life or you don't have any more past life baggage to clear. It's how well are you at adapting to being triggered or adapting to being punished or adapting to having a challenge, right? So we're going to help you clear baggage so that you can go from being stuck to clearing being stuck, from being stuck to, you know, repairing, healing, doing something healthy for yourself that will really help your situation, which is easier said than done. It's easy to have old baggage in the way so that rather than adapting in a healthy way to your challenge, you instead sort of sidetrack into depression or sidetrack into just kind of giving up or sidetrack into actions or behaviors or thoughts that are self-harming or harming towards others. So we're just going to clear baggage so that that's less likely to happen and you're more likely to have a healthy response to being stuck or being punished or being challenged. Hope that makes sense. Healthy response. Healthy, effective responses. Okay. So let's do it. Okay, so for short, I'm just going to say, you know, we want you to be able to adapt well to your challenges, right? So we're going to clear baggage that's in the way of you adapting well. And I already explained it just before the live stream, before the healing started, and also just a minute ago. So let's do it. So just make a big gold blanket out in front of you, or just gold boxes or a big gold dumpster, whatever amuses you. And put in it copies of any baggage that's in the way of you being able to adapt. When you get really stuck or really punished, you want to be able to, you know, fix it. You want to be able to do something healthy and kind to yourself and help yourself out of a jam, right? So put the baggage that's in the way of that. You know, if there's any depression baggage, there's any like self-esteem baggage, any sort of confidence destroying baggage, anything like that, any sort of mind crushing baggage, right? That just like stops your brain and makes you like totally incapable of thinking of a healthy thing to do. All right. So I want to just put out in front of you all your mind stopping, mind blown, defeatist baggage, right? And just say, angels, is it okay to clear all this right now? Is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? This is alright, it actually is, but it's good to double check. Right? So then anything that's still there is healthy and gentle to clear right now. So you can go ahead and surround it all with gold light, and you can blow it up. You can melt it away with gold light. You can melt cords going into it from other people. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this, can you please recycle them? All right, good job. So wiggle your toes, wiggle your butt, touch your fingers. So check in, basically. Don't tune out, tune back in, right? We're gonna do it again. So put a big gold blanket out in front of you, or gold boxes, gold dumpsters, and whichever you wish, and put out in front of you copies of any baggage that is in the way of you adapting well to whatever challenges come along. Like any baggage that causes you to just train wreck in self-destructive behaviors, or, you know, just bad ideas, or, you know, depression or anxiety, you know, any baggage in the way of you adapting well to challenges, right? And then just go ahead and run gold light through all that baggage. And melt it away. Or blow it up. Melt cords going into it from other people. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of all this, can you recycle them? Melt all that away. All right, so we'll do it one more time. So put out in front of you copies of any baggage that you have that makes it really hard for you to adapt to challenges. So if you get stuck, or you get, you know, punished, you just don't know what to do. You know, so any baggage that kind of stops your brain and your intelligence and your intuition at that time. So put all that baggage out in front of you and just say, angels, is it okay to recycle? Is it okay to clear all this right now? Is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? Deep breath. Let your angels check. So then anything left over, yes, is healthy and gentle to clear. So go ahead, you can blow it up. You can melt it with gold light. Use gold light to melt cords going into it from other people. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this clearing, can you please recycle them? All right. Good job. Woohoo. I'm just looking at something, so bear with me for a second. Okay, so we're going to do a slight variation on that now. And because I was looking at one person, and in particular, like a sample person, I think this is somewhat universal, but sample person, okay, so that helped them clear some baggage in the way. So they're more likely to be able to think of, you know, what they need to do when they get stuck and be willing to do it. But they have these expectations and judgments in their space that are initially actually from their mother from when they were growing up, but that they would be perfect, that they should, you know, they shouldn't get stuck ever. They shouldn't get punished. They shouldn't get stuck. They should always have this perfect level of performance and, you know, productivity and whatever. And so that person is getting tripped up by the judgments and expectations that are in their space. Some of them are their own expectations for themselves, and some of them they've sort of internalized and that they were initially dumped into their space from somebody else. So that gets in the way of them adapting and figuring out what to do when they're stressed or when they're stuck or when they're punished, right? So we want to clear out these expectations and judgments that you have that are blocking you from adapting well to challenges, right? So let's do it. That was explaining. Let's do, right? So put a gold blanket out in front of you, or gold boxes or gold dumpsters, whatever, and just dump into it any baggage that you have in your space, any expectations or any judgments that you have about yourself or others that get in the way of you adapting to challenges that come up. So any expectations or judgments that are in your space, either from yourself or from other people, just run a lot of gold light through them and clear them. You could blow them up. You can melt them away with gold light. Let's do that again. So make a big gold blanket out in front of you, or gold dumpsters or gold boxes, and just pile into them copies of any expectations that you have of yourself or of others in your space, or any judgments of yourself or of others. For example, you might be thinking, well, these people shouldn't be punishing me, you know? And so that could like train wreck you because you're so stuck on that they shouldn't have done it in the first place that you can't just be like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do now. You know, you just get train wreck on they shouldn't do it, or these are terrible people. They're energy vampires, you know, whatever they are. You know, you want to get train wrecked on judgment. Or expectations, right? And maybe they're yours, maybe were, you know, put in your space initially from somebody else. It doesn't matter, right? So just pile out in front of you any expectations or judgments that are blocking you from adapting in a healthy way to challenges, right? So put all those expectations and judgments out in front of you and say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then go ahead and melt all that away, or blow it up with. And you can say too, if angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this clearing, can you please recycle them? All right, one final time. So we'll do, this is similar, it's sort of a cousin of what we've already done, that you can also get train wrecked on shame, which is a similar, it's sort of like the other side of the coin of an expectation is shame, like that you know, you failed to meet, you know, expectations about yourself. And you can have shame triggered in your space that can block you from adapting in a healthy way to challenges, right? So just make a big gold blanket out in front of you, or gold boxes or gold dumpsters, whatever, and pile into that or on top of that any shame that's in your space, any shame baggage that's in your space that's in the way of you adapting well to ongoing or sudden unexpected challenges, right? So just pile out there any shame baggage that you have and say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then anything that's left, yes, it is healthy and gentle. So go ahead and do it. So you can blow it up or melt it with gold light. So we're melting away shame baggage. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this stuff, can you recycle them? You can melt cords from people going into this shame baggage. Yeah, just melt all the baggage away. Melt away the shame. And we can do that again real quickly. So put out in front of you copies of any shame baggage that's in the way of you adapting in a healthy way to challenges in your life. And just blow it all up or melt it with gold light. The angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this shame baggage, can you please recycle them? And finish melting the baggage. And if any of it doesn't clear, just give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? All right, good job, good job. Woo, 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 woo. Okay, good job. So that was clearing baggage so that you can adapt well to challenges, either getting punished or being stuck, or just something new and unexpected in your life. I want you to be able to find healthy actions, behaviors, and thoughts to help you through that challenge, right? All right, good job. Okay, so we're going to unblock the fourth layer of your astral body aura and your physical body aura, especially right in front of the fourth chakra. So fourth chakra is motivation, self-love. It's like your feel-good chakra. So it's like life is so much better with a properly working fourth chakra. So that's right here in the center of your chest, right? And so I do have a 3-video playlist. It's old, but the information is good on flow throughout all your major chakras and your aura layers, in case that confuses you and you want to kind of see it laid out. It's like 25 minutes total watch time, the 3 videos, but it goes through and you know, talks about how the energy flows from the major chakras through the aura layers, you know, round and round. But anyway, so if you need that, you know, let me know and I'll link it below. It's called 7 Chakras Aura Layers Flow. It's a 3-video set. Okay. So your 4th chakra is right here, like I said, motivation, self-love, enthusiasm, positive thinking, gratitude, all sorts of like amazing good feelings are from the 4th chakra. So your 4th layer of your aura, right? These major chakras, they circulate energy in a major aura layer. So your 4th chakra generates energy, all that good stuff, and it comes out the back of your 4th chakra through what I call your back 4th chakra river and flows out to the 4th layer, right? And then it goes throughout this 4th layer in the back and wraps around the front of the 4th layer into the, and then from the front of the 4th layer, it goes into the 4th chakra again. So I call this route from the 4th layer into the front of the 4th chakra, the front 4th chakra river. So you have a front 4th chakra river, a back 4th chakra river, and then the whole layer all the way around, right? And so you have 2 of those, 4th chakra astral body and 4th chakra physical body. So 2 4th layers, 2 4th chakras, right? So especially we're going to unblock right in front there, because you can get, oh, I have a good representation of it to show you. Yeah, I do. Hold on one sec. I got to get something. A visual aid. Okay, so this is just a magnet. It's like a refrigerator magnet. It's actually, you know, it had something on it, but then the thing came off, so it's just a magnet. So, but it's a good size to demonstrate. So, like an energy block in the front of the 4th layer, you know, might be like that big, you know, sitting right there, right in front of the 4th chakra river. It could be like right up against the 4th chakra in the 1st layer, right there. But a lot of times they're sitting right here, like right in the 4th layer, right in front of the chakra itself. So, you know, like right. So, it makes it really hard for the 4th chakra to pull energy into itself and keep energy circulating, right? That block there. And a lot of times they are kind of like that magnet, you know, hard and black. They don't have to be, they could be other colors too. And people tend to cord them, and then, you know, their energy is running through them too. So there's like all the energy from like the dozen people that are cording it, plus there's the energy from the person that made it in the first place. So it's a mess. So they're going to clear those. And they're really nice to clear because then it's like your heart chakra just has such an easier time. And then so you get more of the 4th chakra goodness. So that's what we're going to work on. So let's do it. Right. So just imagine, you know, however you want, like imagine yourself in profile or head on like that, and just find the big chunky junk like right in that front 4th chakra river, especially like right in the 4th layer right there. And a nice color for your 4th chakras is green, you know, any shade of green that you like. Then just find the hard, you know, you can comb through the 4th chakras and comb outward to get the biggest blocks that are healthy and gentle to get rid of. And you can say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then melt cords from people going into this junk. And generally there'll be a lot of people courting it, you know, like every person you've ever dated, every genetic family member, every, you know, current and former friend you've ever had. Yeah. Every client or business associate. You have to just melt everybody out and just keep and melt yourself out, melt your own resistance out of it so that it can explode. And not every block is like that, corded by everybody, but you know, a lot of times the bigger ones, it's like everybody's cording them, and you know, whatever, you know, you can't demonize everybody on the planet for cording your baggage. You know, it's just, it's hard for people. You know, some people cord because they care about you. Some people cord because they hate you. You know, it's like, well, you know, it's a party. It's a cord party. So unfortunately, that's a very painful cord party. So we don't want that, right? So again, comb through the fourth chakras and outward into the front of the auras, to the front of the fourth layer. Find the hardness by the big old hard blocks. And say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this junk, can you please recycle them? And then melt away cords from every family member, every person you've ever dated, every business associate you've ever had, every neighbor you've ever known. Just keep melting all the cords and melt yourself out of there, all your resistance. And then just let it explode. You can unblock the back of your fourth chakra. So fourth chakra, you know, like this, right? So round opening in the front, round opening in the back. You can just imagine the back and just uncork it. You know, imagine like there's a big cork of baggage and just pop out the cork, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Lift out the baggage. Angels, here you go. There could be cords going into the back, so just melt those away. If you see a lot of gross stuff releasing out the back of your fourth chakra, that's what you want. You want it to release. You want to let go of all the gross stuff so that it flows down your grounding and down to the core of the earth and gets cleaned up and goes back to wherever it belongs, not in your fourth chakra. So just comb through the back of your fourth chakra. Just let all the gross stuff release out the back, all the way down to your grounding, all the way down to the core of the earth. So let's do the front again, front of your fourth chakra, you know, right, like for me, it's like right in front of the microphone, but, you know, come through your fourth chakras and right, you know, through to the fourth layer in the front, find the biggest chunk of hardness that's healthy and gentle to deal with. The angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk? And then melt away cords from every family member, every person you've ever dated, everybody you've ever spoken with, everybody you've ever emailed. Wash yourself out, all your resistance out of it. Just let it explode. If it's not exploding, just use extra gold light until it explodes. Take some deep breaths. You may be like more aware of stuck energy in your fourth chakra, which is so ironic, you know, even though you've cleared a lot, because what happens is newer, like extra parts of you can fit in there. And so then you're more aware of like hardness that's there, that's not you. So you can just imagine like the front of your fourth chakra, the round opening, and just comb through, you know, imagine the hardness and just freeze it and drag it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So keep doing that until you feel like, you know, you've kind of broken through all the junk. You know, angels, here you go. So, you know, grab the junk, the hardness, freeze it, drag it out. Angels, here you go. Some of that will be people, some of it will be invasive beings, some of it will be energy blocks, hard objects, all of the above. Just, you know, grab it, freeze it, drag it out. Angels, here you go. Grab the hardness, freeze it, drag it out. Angels, here you go. So again, in front of your fourth layer, so like, you know, for AccuDoll, where's her little energy block? Oh, here's her big energy block in her fourth layer right here. So I just, you can have one that's bigger than this too, but I don't have that many magnets. Different sizes to show you. But I like that the dimensions of it though, relative to her, it's pretty accurate. So right there, big old energy block sitting in the fourth layer right in front of the fourth chakra, right? So just Comb through your 4 chakras with lots of gold light. Drag out the junk. Find the biggest lump of junk. The angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this? And then melt cords from everyone you've ever dated, everybody you've ever known, everybody you've ever thought about. And wash yourself out of the block too. Until it explodes or you explode it yourself. Or you can just drag the whole thing out and say, angels, can you help me with this? Ah. So comb through the front of your 4th chakra, your front 4th chakra river and your back 4th chakra river. To explain, it's just like the distance from your 4th chakra to the 4th layer, you know, where it's coming in there and it's going back out. So your front and your back 4th chakra rivers, just comb through them. Melt away all the junk. You can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings in the way of this repair, can you please recycle them in the way of this work? Please recycle them. Unblock your 4th layers directly in front of and behind your 4th chakra. And this too, that it's part of that whole thing of where we're just working right before this about adapting well. You know, if this is nice and unblocked, it helps you to take a more positive approach to getting stuck or getting punished. So just melt away the hard junk. Because you want your 4th chakra to have a really easy time of, you know, generating motivation and enthusiasm and positive yourself, right? So you could do it locally like that or with a copy, or you can alternate, because sometimes you get a little bit of it this way and then you do it that way, and you know, so you can go back and forth. But just imagine the hardness that's kind of locking up the front of your heart chakra, and just freeze it all, drag it out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Again, just imagine any hardness that's freezing up the front of your 4th chakra right there, and get all around it with gold light. And freeze it and drag it all out. Angels, here you go. And you can just, lots of gold light in that area. All right, good job. Good job, good job, good job. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to look for a minute and see what is best for us to do next. So I'll be quiet while I do that. Okay, so thanks for waiting. Normally I don't answer chat questions until the end, so feel free to post them and I'll look at them at the end. But this one, just the angels wanted me to address now. So someone asked, will this healing work for anyone, whether or not they let you know they were here? Will it work in the replay? So I have a list of 140 people that purchased this healing when it was on sale on my website. So I have their names and I've prepared to heal them. And that's what I am doing during this live stream. Many of those people watch live as well. But then there are different people that watch live just because they want to heal themselves as they watch. So the people that I'm healing, that purchase the healing, I am healing them regardless of whether or not they're watching live. I'm healing them, you know, as I'm demoing, I'm healing them. You can watch live even if you have never worked with me before, you've never purchased it. You're super, super welcome to watch live or later on replay. At that point, you're healing yourself. You can say, angels, can you give me this healing? You know, so your angels are also healing you. But me, Janet Wright, as a healer, I would not be healing you just by you watching the video. Maybe the vibration that I'm at might inspire you, you know, to work more with your angels. You know, sometimes if, you know, what you listen to really can impact your energy. So in that way, you know, I'll have an indirect healing effect on you, but I am not actually healing you just by you watching live or watching on the replay. I'm healing the specific people that purchased the healing from me. And anybody is welcome to purchase. Not right now because, you know, it's already sold out, but February and March healings are on my website. So you could purchase them. jwhealing.com is my website, jwhealing.com. But so you're welcome to watch live or later on replay. But if you haven't purchased the healing from me, you're healing yourself, and your angels can heal you. So you can say, angels, help me do this, you know, that kind of idea. Okay. Hope that makes sense. Sorry, everyone else, about the little aside, but hope it helped. Okay. So now I will really be explaining. Sorry about that. So I'm going to hopefully find that and timestamp it so that you don't have to listen to it and replay. If I'll timestamp it and mark it as a sales aside. Okay, so now the actual explaining of what I mean to explain. So I was looking at a sample person. It's a lady's adult son, and she purchased, she has a subscription for him, so he gets all the healings. And but he, you know, he is he's especially stuck these days. And so I've been looking at him, and I designed part of the healing in part for him, of course, for everyone else too. But the stuff that we did, you know, some of it was definitely to help him as well as others. You know, the being able to adapt well to challenging situations. But it wasn't enough. And part of what I was looking at, why even that wasn't enough, is because he's stubborn. And stubborn is a funny word, you know, it can mean many things. So I want to sort of differentiate what I'm talking about. Being stubborn versus being determined. I think determination is an amazing personal quality. It's like probably one of the biggest ingredients for personal success, I think, in life, is to be determined. You know, like as a gardener, sometimes I'm determined, sometimes I'm definitely not determined. But when I have successes in the garden, it's because I'm determined. And so if it doesn't work, I'll try it a different way later after it's failed miserably, you know? And so eventually, you know, and I'll look up some YouTube videos or whatever, and eventually it's like a glorious success, or it's just less of a failure than it was. And, you know, so I'm improving, you know? So that's the idea, is that you want to be determined, you know, so that when you don't get the results you want immediately, you know, you keep your determination. Maybe it goes away a little bit for a while, but you get it back, and you know, you're ultimately determined, and you think of yourself as a work in progress, and you just keep getting better, and you don't let it get you down too much. You know, you're determined, right? So stubborn, I'm differentiating. So I'm saying, you know, this person that I was talking about is stubborn in that, like, things aren't, he's a little stuck in a past life, in a way. Like, he's not technically stuck in the past. You can be, but he's not. But his spirit is thinking that things should work the way they worked for him in his last past life, where he had no trouble with a certain situation. And now he has quite a lot of trouble in this certain situation. But that's because social and cultural situations are very different now than they were then. And so it's not the same time period. It's not the same thing, you know, but he's very stubborn, and he is like only willing to do what he did in that last past life to solve a similar problem, not like, you know, adapt to the current conditions and use his intuition and his natural intelligence that he does have. I mean, he's not a genius, but, you know, he has more than average intelligence. So, you know, he could adapt and figure out what to do, but he's stubborn, and he's kind of, it's like his mind won't open up to the present situation and realize that, you know, it's like that idea of like, if you do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, like, that's not smart. You know, I mean, being determined is if something doesn't work, then you figure out what didn't work. You try something different, you know? And so it's like this evolving thing, right? But being stubborn is you just keep trying it over and over and over, the same exact thing, you know, which, you know, unless you're working out or something, you know, physical, where, you know, the repetition is important, being stubborn like that isn't necessarily going to help you, right? It's more about, you want to be determined. Right? Determined has, the way I'm using it, has more, you know, wisdom, and you're more adaptive to present situations, you know, change, right? So let's clear baggage in the way of, and, you know, I have this quality, I'm sure, that I can be more stubborn than determined. And so if things aren't the way I think they should be, you know, I can definitely train wreck on that. I think astrologically, I'm something like a triple, quadruple Taurus or something. Like, my moon and my sun and all sorts of things are Taurus, which supposedly makes me very stubborn. So, but whatever, I'm sure, you know, it could help everybody. So let's do it. We're going to clear baggage in the way of you, so that you can be the smart version of it, the you know, the smart, healthy, adapted, you know, adapting well version, you know, which is determined, versus just, you know, hitting yourself, you know, banging yourself against the wall 20 times, the stubborn version. Alrighty, so let's do it. All right. So just imagine whatever baggage, you know, you don't have to feel it, you don't have to know what it is, right? But put out in front of you whatever baggage makes you the sort of the stubborn, the non-healthy, stubborn, you know, way, the unhealthy stubbornness, right? So if you have unhealthy stubbornness, or anything that blocks you from being determined in that wise, healthy way, right? So anything in the way of you being wise, healthy, determined, you know, anything in the way, like the stubbornness or whatever else, right? I put all that baggage out in front of you, even if it's the giantest pile you've ever seen. And then you say, angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then whatever's still left, that means yes. You know, your angels didn't take it away, so that means it is healthy and gentle to clear right now. So you can blow all that up, or melt it all with gold light, gold fire, gold water, And you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings connected to any of this junk, can you please recycle them? That way it's less drama. Don't have any invasive energies making trouble. Go ahead, clear all this baggage. Melt cords from other people cording into this baggage. All right, let's do that again. Right? We could be determined. Okay, so put out in front of you copies of any baggage, any inner baggage, or any dumped energy from other people in your space, causing you to be, you know, less determined, less wise, less, you know, able to adapt in healthy ways, you know, just that, like the unhealthy stubborn, you know, anything making you unhealthy stubborn, right? And just pile all that out in front of you. Angels, is it healthy and gentle to clear all this right now? And then whatever's still there, go ahead. You could blow it up or you can melt it with lots of gold light. And if you have any left over, just surround it in gold light, hand it to your angels. Say, angels, can you please help me out with all this? So deep breath. You can reground, you know, recreate both your groundings, make them big and wide as all your auras, and wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Make them red or orange or yellow, both the same color, whatever shade you like of red or orange or yellow. You can comb through everything. All your major chakras are along your spine. You can comb through all your auras. Come through above your head. All right, good job. Woo! Good job, good job. Okay, so here's my gorgeous diagram. Thank you for your forgiveness of my limited artistic skills. Okay, so that the thing that looks like a big I don't know, bucket. It's supposed to be a chakra. So it's an open cylinder. That's me drawing an open cylinder shape. So that's in the top of your head, your astral body 7th chakra. Purple is a good color for that. Any shade of purple you like. And so that's your 7th chakra for you as a spirit when you're fully present. There it is right there in the top of your physical head. And that the orange drawing in the drawing is supposed to be gold. And so the 8th chakra is above the top of your aura. And if you were to look up and see it, it looked like a big gold sun. It's shining. And you have a connection between your astral body 7th chakra and your 8th chakra. And so that's more of what we're repairing and unblocking. I mean, we've already repaired the 7th chakra. We might do a touch of that now, but we've already done that when we repaired all the chakras. But anyway, so the 8th chakra, you don't really need to fix that. It stays above, you know, and it's fine. But the gold flowy connection between your 7th and 8th chakra, you can imagine that for sure. And that is what we're working. And the diagram is just to show that if you have hard objects stuck in there, it's sort of an entry point for junk. Like somebody could cord the hard object and send their energy downward through there. And so it just mucks up what you need to receive from your 8th chakra, which is wisdom, like big picture wisdom. So that's like the opposite of like that sort of unintelligent stubbornness we were talking about, where, you know, you get wisdom from past lives. So if you get real pure 8th chakra energy, you wouldn't be thinking that this life is supposed to work just like your last life or the life before that. You just realize like, oh, I've been through so many situations and let me look at this one, see what it's like. And, you know, cultural factors, economic factors, you know, gender issues, you know, let me be wise about this, you know, like your 8th chakra really helps you to, because you've been through so many situations already in your past lives. So the more you can, so you can do this all at once. You can just like use sticky gold wax and have it go through the 7th to 8th connection and stick to everything that's not you. So other people's energy, invasive beings, hard objects. Have that sticky gold wax stick to whatever's not you, and then just drag out the junk all at once with the wax and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So sticky gold wax this connection. Have it, the sticky gold wax stick to everything that's not you, including hard objects, invasive beings, invasive people. And then you're going to just move out all that junk all at once with the wax. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So then you want to just repair. Now that all that's out of the way, just gold light. You want it to be a big big gold flowy river coming down from your 8th chakra to your 7th chakra of just your energy, only your energy. No white. White is not going to be your energy. So white is some invasive beings most likely. So just angels, could you recycle those beings if you notice any white? And you can have just little traffic jams in your 7th to 8th connection that you can melt away with gold light. You don't want your wisdom to be distorted by baggage or other people's energy. So just melt away anything that's not you in this 7th to 8th connection. Using the gold light from your hand chakras and your fingertip chakras. And we could do a little extra on your 7th chakra. 7th chakra is good for confidence, intuition, identity, empowerment, goals, focus, good things. So as I said, 7th chakra is oriented this way. So round opening at the top and in there in the bottom. So you can just use gold light and repair any damage, melt away any cords from other people, unblock. A lot of times if you're younger, like a kid, you know, or a teenager, or even like in your 20s, it's more common for people to put their energy in this flow, like shove it in the 7th to 8th connection or shove it in your 7th chakra, because they feel like they know better than you do. Sometimes, you know, just by being a woman, you know, that people have decided they know better than you because you're a woman, and so how would you know? You know. Or, you know, maybe they're, you know, they have some hierarchy based on, you know, your economic level and theirs, or, you know, your nationality and theirs, or your religion and theirs. And so they just feel like they know better. And so they're going to shove their energy in there. But especially if you're like in your 20s or younger, you might have an extra amount of everybody thinking they know better. So just hunt for that energy and melt it out, because Because that's just gonna like confuse you, and it can be paralyzing to have everybody else's opinions in the very space where you're supposed to figure out what you think. So just go through your 7 chakras, both astral and physical, and that 7th to 8th connection, and just hunt for any junk that's not you. Other people thinking they know better than you do about what you should do. Melt all that away. Not that you can't consider other people's opinions, but when it's right there, it's not like, oh, I'm considering your opinion. It's like, okay, you've just put a brain chip in me and now I can't think straight. So it's not the place for someone's opinion. Nowhere in your space is the place for someone's opinion. That's just straight up mind control at that point. So just melt away everybody else's opinions and judgments and invasive advice from your 7th chakras and your 7th to 8th connections. And again, some people give invasive advice because they dislike you. Some people give invasive advice because they love you. It doesn't matter why, it just gets in the way. All righty. Good job, good job, good job. Woohoo. So check your grounding again. When you do something above or towards the upper part of your space, it's nice to do something low down to kind of root yourself extra. You know, you want to be present in the top and the bottom of your space, all everywhere, right? So just comb through your grounding, comb through your auras from like the waist down, all around your legs and your hips, your feet, below your feet, through your groundings. Melt away the blocks in your groundings. All right, good job. Woo! And that is a mini video, that 7th to 8th chakra connection repair and unblocking. I have a whole, let me change the, I have a short video playlist that I started last year in 2024, just for like teeny videos as opposed to these 3-hour live streams. And so I put up a lot of them. Some of you may not have realized that. Like late last month and the first half of this month, I put one up every day, which I would love to do every day all the time, but it takes hours to make those. That won't be happening. But I will try to do more of them than 0. Not only because they're helpful for me and you, but they're also what makes the YouTube algorithm happy so that people can see my stuff. Otherwise, if YouTube doesn't like you, they won't show your stuff to anybody. But anyway, they're good. They're good little short videos. So, like for example, there's a 5-minute grounding video. There's a there's probably like a 6-minute chakra repair video now that's current. There's all sorts of good ones, but there's that 7th to 8th chakra repair video, 7th to 8th chakra connection repair video is maybe, I don't know, 8 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that. In the short video playlist, which I will link below later. But it's featured on my YouTube channel page, the short video playlist. So you can find it there. Okay, so I'll do one more thing before we wrap up. Okay, so let's unblock the first layer of your aura. The first layer is generated by your first chakra. So first chakra is at the base of the spine. Ideal color for it, I would say, is red. It generates courage and safety and abundance. All good things, all important things. If it gets blocked up, then you feel fear, right? The absence of courage is fear. So fear is just energy blocks messing with your first chakra. So your first chakra isn't doing a good job in generating enough courage and feelings of safety. So your first chakra, the energy it generates goes out the back of your first chakra into the first layer of your aura, all the way around you. And then it wraps around and comes back in the front of the first chakra. So unlike with the fourth chakra, which generates energy and puts it into the fourth layer and then back around into the front of the fourth layer and then comes in, you have a fourth layer. You have a fourth chakra river, front and back, right? Because there's a distance in between the fourth layer and the fourth chakra, right? So there's a river there that you would need to keep unblocked as well. But first chakra maybe is a little easier in that way, in that the first layer is right up against the chakra. So there's no river. It's just maybe like right there in the first layer is more key. And right there in the back of the first layer is more key, which is why we do those, the butt chakras are near there. Like, and all that urinary bladder, the back meridian stuff that we did was helpful for the first chakra as well, because the back of your first chakra is in that region. It's like maybe just above it goes like an N, the little inner branches of the yellow do an N. So your first chakra is maybe like just above there. So anyway, we're going to unblock, especially, we'll unblock the whole first layer, but especially like right in front there. So this could be like what the energy block looks like for Akudal. If she has energy blocks, a big energy block right in front of her chakra, maybe it's like that, right? And so that could be very, very, very uncomfortable. That would be a triggered energy block, right? Because it's right in front. So we're going to clear stuff like that, so that you just have red flowy courage and safety and abundance, rather than like, feeling fear and anxiousness or whatever. Impending doom and panic or whatever. So just comb through your first chakras. Red, like I said, is a good color. This is the shape, right? Round opening in the front, round opening in the back. So comb through your first chakras, drag out any junk that's blocking up the chakras themselves, and give it to the angels. Angels, here you go. Drag out the blocks. Angels, here you go. You can just melt them with gold light, so you're healing both your first chakras at the same time. Just imagine, if you're fully present, your astral body first chakra really is within your physical body first chakra. But if you're not fully present, they're technically probably next to each other, or your astral body is floating a little above your physical first chakra. But the ideal is that they fit right inside each other, because you're fully present. Maybe go ahead and melt cords going into your first chakras. Drag out the blocks, melt them away. Drag out the blocks, melt them away. You say, angels, if there are any invasive beings messing with my first chakras, can you please recycle them? A lot of times, if you have first chakra damage or just first chakra cords, you might feel like a jumpiness or an anxiousness or like restlessness, or like some people say when they're trying to go to sleep, they have restless legs. A lot of times that's just damage and or cords going into most likely the front of their first chakras. Also their Kundalini chakras. The Kundalini chakra is right beneath the first chakra, and it's like, it looks similar, but it's like half the size. And it's right under there, and red is a good color for it as well. So you could unblock both the first chakra and the Kundalini chakra at the same time if you want. And when you're awake and you're, not trying to go to sleep, your first chakra, your Kundalini chakra can generate energy, and it's nice, especially if it's like a low, moderate energy. If your Kundalini chakra is generating a lot of energy, it could make you feel horny, like really horny in a distracting kind of way. So you can like calm down your Kundalini chakra a little bit if you're not about to get some action or, go in that direction with your activity. You could just, but if your Kundalini chakra is just generating like a moderate lower amount of energy, then it could just be like a little pick me up, like a little zest in your day, So just again, heal and unblock your first chakra and your Kundalini chakra at the same time. Lots of gold light. You can bring up red earth energy, soak them both in red earth energy. They're both supposed to get a lot of red earth energy coming up through your legs all the time. But for many people, the legs are a little too blocked up, so they're not getting enough red earth energy through the legs and up through the knees and up through the thighs into the first chakra. So you can just, but then now the front, the first layer right in front of the Kundalini chakra and the first chakra, you can have hard plates of energy right there, just like I showed with that little magnet. So just comb through the first layer right in front of the first chakra and the Kundalini chakra and find that hardness and just say, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into here? And then just melt cords going into this hardness from, everybody you've ever dated, everybody you've ever known, everybody you've ever lived near, every business associate that you've ever had. Just melt all those cords. Melt yourself out of these blocks as well. Melt your resistance out so that the blocks just fully destroy or melt away. They're not melting still. Just drag them out. Give them to your angels. Angels, here you go. So one more time, comb through the front of your first chakra and your Kundalini chakra. Drag out any hardness. And comb through your first layer right there and drag out the hard. Well, just surround the hardness in gold light. Just say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into this, can you recycle them? And then melt away cords from people going into these blocks, from, former boyfriends or girlfriends, relatives, friends, work people, whatever. Melt all those cords. Melt away your own resistance, your own fear, your own whatever out of the blocks so that they can melt away. If they're not melting, you could blow them up. You could drag them out. Come to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just like we did earlier with the fourth chakra unblocking, just feel like right in front there, and just feel any hardness right there, and just surround the hardness in gold light and just drag it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And again, drag out any hardness. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. All right. And now we're going to do something related to that. Not that. Although that is very cool to do. We are going to do... here we go. I love that graphic! Oh my gosh. Simple things make me so happy. All right, so unblock your biker shorts area. I've been in withdrawal. We haven't done this recently. So those are biker shorts. And, fear not if your biker shorts wouldn't look like that on you. Those are models, first of all. And second of all, I'm sure they're airbrushed. So it's okay. However your biker shorts would look, that's fine. So use gold light and melt away any blocks in your biker shorts areas. in those chakras, those meridians, and especially the auras around those areas. So your first and second layers of your auras are around your biker shorts. And we're unblocking both the physical body area and the astral body area. And just find all those blocks. Just say, angels, if there are any invasive beings hooked into these blocks, can you recycle them? And they go ahead and melt away blocks from cords from everybody you've ever known that's cording into them. Just keep melting the cords until the blocks explode. Melt your own resistance out of these blocks. Alrighty. You need to stretch, that's fine. You're not crazy. All right, so again, any hardness in your biker shorts area, just surround in gold light. Drag it out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Deep breath, breathe into your legs, breathe into your feet. Alrighty. So is your first chakra happy? Is your second chakra happy? And, you know, happy is relative in this case, you know, because the more present you get, the more unblocked your lower chakras are. So if you're, you know, if you, like, you've had a couple lives, you know, your last life, the life before, where you weren't that present or present at all in those lower chakras, then there's a lot of old baggage to clear. So, you know, you just want to get better and better and better, right? This is not about perfection. You just want to clear a good amount, a healthy and gentle amount, right? So you're getting that earth energy up your legs. You can unblock your legs so that you get more red earth energy up your legs. Pull light through your legs. Unblock your foot chakra in the arch of each foot. Feel your knees just a little bit. So you're repairing the leaks, energy leaks, because you want the red earth energy to come all the way up through your lower leg, through your knee, through your upper leg, into your front of your Kundalini chakra and the front of your first chakra. Alrighty. Good enough, good enough, good enough. Woohoo! Great job. So we're going to wrap up now. So comb through, have a copy of everything out in front of you. All your 17 auras, your physical body and your astral body are inside those auras. And then your groundings, your physical body and your astral body groundings, nice and wide as all your auras, all the way down to the core of the earth. Unblock everything. Unblock above the top of your auras. A bunch of junk sitting up there. Melt it away. Unblock your auras above your head. Junk. You don't want any hardness. Melt away your hardness. Right? Because we just repaired a whole bunch of stuff, right? But that doesn't mean it's going to stay repaired forever. What's going to help it stay repaired is if you have good flow, right, in your auras, because the flow is what protects you. Flow makes your auras very strong. So, you know, I mean, at some point you'll have to repair yourself again, but the more flowing your auras, they protect you better. So just comb through with gold light. Melt away the hardness in your aura. Melt away the hardness in your groundings. Stubborn triggered energy blocks are blocks that are still triggered, even though we've done fabulous techniques already. So just pile out in front of you any energy blocks that are still triggered for you on any level, bugging the heck out of you. And just make a big pile of them and bring up red earth energy. Soak all those energy blocks in red earth energy. You can say angels if there are any invasive beings connected to these blocks. Can you please recycle them? And then lots of gold light, melt cords away, going into them from other people. And melt the blocks, or you can blow them up. Do that one more time. So pile out in front of you any stubborn triggered energy blocks that are still triggered. And red earth, soak them in red earth energy from the core of the earth. Gold light. You can say angels if there are any invasive beings in the way of this clearing. Can you please recycle them? And melt all of them away or blow them up. Is there any left over? Give them to your angels. Angels, can you help me with these? So we're going to unblock your spiritual path, which could have been its own little chapter, but I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to make people adapt well so they could unblock their own path. But we'll unblock it a little now anyway. So just imagine your spiritual path, which is like it looks like a road that's just for you. And you can see if you're on it. Are you looking forward on it? Are you moving forward on it? And that represents, are you learning and evolving and growing in ways that you need to? And just check your path out. Give yourself a little healing, that part of you that is on your spiritual path. And unblock your path, like the road ahead of you. Melt away blocks. And behind you, you could be dragging a lot of wacky burdens that you don't need to behind you. So just look if there are any burdens that you're dragging behind you, you can melt those away with gold light. Any sort of ropes or chains that are holding you back, making it really hard for you to progress forward, just melt those away with gold light. The sky above you on your path, you want to sort of have that clear skies optimism feeling. So you could have really doomy, gloomy skies above you on your path that are messing with that. So just melt away any negativity above you on your spiritual path. All righty. Okay, so you can just ask your angels to help you finish the healing. Say, angels, can you help me finish up? Angels, can you help me to have more courage, boldness, self-nurturing, and intuition? All right, you're amazing. Woohoo! Yay! Good job, good job, good job. The healing. Let me clean up something here on all that. Hmm. Yeah, I like that. Okay. I'm trying to find where I stopped. What? Oh yeah. This is Happy Sunday. I'm following along today from Calgary in Alberta, Canada. Hello to you. It's negative 22 Fahrenheit. Wow. Well, I hope you're staying warm. I really, really hope so. Someone says, hi, Janet from super sunny Portland, Oregon. How about that? You can't say that all the time. Well, that's great. I'm glad it's super sunny for you. I wonder how cold it is. Someone says, hi, Janet, single digits from Chicago. Single digit temperatures. I didn't get that typical email the day before the healing. Yeah, just wanted to make sure getting the healing. Yeah. The email didn't go out. Yeah, the email didn't go out and nobody reminded me that it didn't go out, which is fine. It's not your job, but it didn't go out. Yeah. I was preparing for the healing, I just forgot that little part of it. So sorry about that. Yeah. I mean, somebody said it at the beginning of the stream, but by then it's too late because it takes a long time. It's not just one button for me to email all those people. So yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, it doesn't mean that you're not getting the healing. It just means that I didn't send the email to anybody, even though I should have, but I didn't. Someone says, sorry, I meant to say just checking, not Judy Cheeky. I'll check. And then someone asked that question, which I've already answered. Yep, you're welcome. Someone says, hi, Janet, tuned in late in Australia. Well, hello to you. You talking about stubborn versus determined. Okay, feeling powerless so far this year. Dang, again. Well, I sure hope me talking about it didn't make you feel more powerless. I don't think that's what you mean, though. Hope the healing helped. And yeah, fortunately it's recorded, so don't worry. You don't have to watch it live. Someone says, need to soak my heart chakra, LOL. Yes, you could do that. You can make a big gold basin of gold light and then a composite copy of both your heart chakras, astral and physical, and then soak it in the gold light. You could use a gold bottle brush. Give the dirty bottle brush to your angels. Use another gold bottle brush. Get out all the junk. Give it to your angels. Feel it, Yeah, so you can do that. Or you can just go like that, too, of course. Someone says hello from Lake Worth Beach, Florida, in the U.S. 20? No, it is not 25 degrees in Florida. That can't, no. You went all the way to Florida and it's 25 degrees? No. Oh, isn't that a kick in the pants? I can't believe that. 25 degrees in Florida? No. Oh, is that really? Needing the 6th chakra healing work today. Thank you for the live stream. LA Rams 13, Philly Eagles 13, third quarter. Good football game. Well, good. Sounds like you're multitasking. Hope you enjoy both the game and the energy healing. I guess that's probably what my husband's doing right now. Someone says, hi, my forehead feels tight, like I'm frowning all the time for the last 2 weeks. I'll focus on the meridians that go through my forehead to neck, remove hard blocks, causing tension, anything else. Yeah, so you said, feels like you're frowning tight in the forehead all the time. So if we look at a nice face image of face meridians. Let's see, where's that? No, that's a little too low. Face, here we go. All right, so and the 12 meridian playlist, I'll make sure to link that below so that you could You don't need me to pull up just the right image. You can find one for yourself. But anyway, here it is also. So yeah, so it could be urinary bladder meridian, that yellow line starts in the corner of your eyes, that tightness. It could also be sixth chakra junk, you know, because your sixth chakra is in your forehead. I'm thinking that's more likely in your case, in your particular case. Like for everybody, you know, definitely the face meridians would be a good place to check. But your sixth chakra's there too, right in the front. So yeah, I think you tend to get whacked so many times that then there's damage, you know. So the chakra itself, the front of it, blue, like a darker, like a cobalt blue is a nice color for the fourth chakra. Sixth chakra, any kind of medium to dark blue. But you get cracks in the front of it, like right there. And then the cords get anchored really well, extra well, if there's damage. And so then you have the cords sending energy in, and then the blocks, and so it kind of presses the blocks up against. So it's like that's what you're feeling, like this, you know. So it would be like for AccuDoll, you know, it would be like that, you know, right? So she's got. If she were magnetic, then this could stay here, that we could see it properly. But anyway. So right there. So that's you right there. So some damage and some blocks right there and some cords. And so that's how it feels so tight. So basically sixth chakra repair, unblocking meld cords. You know, you can even like do it locally, you know, and just imagine all the hardness and surround it with gold light and just yank out the hardness to give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Surround all the hardness in gold light, freeze it, yank it out. Angels, here you go. And then repair. You got to get the junk out so that the repair works well. Because if the junk's still there, it blocks the gold light, and so it doesn't fully repair. And so it's like this chronic annoying thing. And you can also unblock the sixth chakra river, you know, in between the sixth layer and the sixth chakra, and just unblock all that. But I don't think that's really the issue. I think it's just damage and cords and blocks like right there, right up. Like the first layer right in front of the sixth chakra, and then the literal front of the sixth chakra like jammed in here. But yeah. Hope that helps. Also, you can check like astral and physical and imagine them separately. So like imagine your astral sixth chakra and your physical sixth chakra and see which one is screwed up. Are they both like that, or is it just one? Because it could be that the astral one is fine. I think in most cases, the astral one, you are able to repair the damage pretty easily. And there are some blocks, but not as big. And it's mostly the physical first. The physical sixth chakra, is the one with the cracks and the cords and the big chunky energy blocks right in front. So sometimes seeing it separately kind of targets your work better because you know where to focus your healing. Okay, hope that helps. So it says, thank you. I felt pretty weak before the healing and can feel like I'm getting back to my body. Good. I also been having negative self-talk, so fourth layer was my fave. Yeah. Fourth and fifth layer would be for negative self-talk, because negativity is a blocked fourth, but also the self-talk, the hearing yourself think your inner thoughts is fifth throat. So you can do both. Wanted to see how I'm doing with both now. Thank you. Well, you did get the healing, and I think, you know, it's like what we talked about in the healing of like, can you adapt? Can you adapt well? So like what happens when you hear a negative self-thought that is clearly like negative, you know, like, oh, I look ugly right now, or, oh, you know, and it's like, dang, you know, like, wow, that's not nice. You know, a lot of times it's an invasive being that's just like messing with your head, you know? And so you can say, angels, if there are any invasive beings that are related to that negative thought I just had, can you please recycle them? You know, and just check a few times in a row. Angels, if there are any more invasive beings related to that negative thought, can you please recycle them? You know, and then, you know, after that, you could check for, you know, big chunks of baggage that are contributing to it. You don't have to know where they are. Just imagine them out in front of you, like just a big mountain of baggage that's contributing to that, those negative thoughts that you tend to have. And just, you know, angels, can you recycle any invasive beings hooked into this junk, melt all the cords from people hooked into it, and just melt it all away. So, like beings, baggage, beings, baggage, beings, baggage. But the idea is, you know, I mean, I think you personally, you know, at least now you don't like really believe the negative self-talk and the negative thoughts, but I'm not sure that you're yet at a point where you do something about it. I mean, you kind of do, but I think you could go further with that and just, you know, like, be like, yeah, that's unacceptable. I'm not going to keep thinking those thoughts. I'm going to, you know, clear the baggage, clear the beings, you know, repair, do what I need. I'm going to have my flow. You know, my thoughts are going to be self-nurturing and focused and, you know, healthy. You know, it's not like you're perfect, but, you know, like, I think sometimes you kind of are like, well, yeah, but I have kids and my husband's a jerk. And so, of course, I'm thinking negatively, you know, and it's like, you know, you can have the intention and sort of like that, like we were talking about determination, be determined, you know, to have better and better self-talk. So I think you're progressing, but just want to egg you on. You can do it. You can do it. Go, go, go. All right. Hope that makes sense. But yes, as far as how present you are, you're in 7 through 2 right now. And that's, for you, that's very present. Eventually 7 through 1 will be your thing. But at this point, when you're in 7 through 2, you're rocking it, you know, relative to how you, like, when you're having your negative self-talk about, you know, appearance and all that, you can be in maybe in only 765 or maybe 7654. You're usually not that present when you have those thoughts. So, you know, just maybe like think biker shorts, you know, and toes, and, you know, get back in, you know, maybe like an earth tricolor soak would be easy at that time, you know, just bring up red earth energy, bring it down, bring up orange earth energy, bring up yellow earth energy, just kind of soak, rub yourself a little, just so your body and your aura is a friendly, nice place for you again. You can come back. That makes sense. Somebody says, hi, Janet. Thanks so much for the healing. You're welcome. Last few days, I've felt depressed. Oh, I'm sorry, which is unusual. But right now, I'm feeling angry, irritable, and not sure why. We got the whole range here. I think you're sort of unearthing some emotional stuff that you, I think it's ironically progress. I think sometimes your fears and your anxiety is so distracting that you don't work on other things like clearing emotional baggage out from past lives. And so I think for you, it's actually progress that you're feeling some. I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but it's can be, I think for you, it's progress that you're feeling some anger and some sadness, because it's been there and you just have been so distracted by the intensity of fear and kind of micromanaging yourself and trying to micromanage other people because of the fear. And so it's like the fear has subsided enough that you're beginning to be much more aware of emotional baggage that you have, that you've had and still have, and you are clearing it. So I mean, obviously it's good to not actually feel depressed, like maybe like a teeny slight trace of sadness while you're releasing all of it, you know? So I think that's where you can tweak, you know, and just feel like the slightest bit of the anger or the slightest bit of the depression as you're releasing gobs and gobs and gobs of it. You know, so check like the releasing, check, you know, your grounding. You can divide your grounding into 4 quarters if you want and see, okay, well, the front 2 quarters release well, the back 2 are both blocked right now, you know, which is true for you. So then you unblock both the back quarters. And then, you know, how about the bottom of all your aura layers? So like, you know, astral and physical, you know, 7th layer, is that releasing well? Yes. 6th layer on the bottom, is that releasing well? Yes. 5th layer, yes. 4th layer, no. That means 4, 3, 2, 1, most likely in your case, yes. Those are all 2 blocked, just right here, just right around here. So then you unblock those. And then once that comes, then you just get that trace level of like, oh, I must be releasing a lot of anger because I can slightly feel it. And that's kind of the ideal, that, you know, you barely feel it, you know, and so it's releasing and you're present, but you don't, you know, it doesn't dictate your mood. Hope that makes sense. So just keep checking, you know, are your aura layers beneath your feet unblocked enough? Are the 4 quarters of your grounding unblocked enough, you know, so that it can just keep coming out and releasing well without you, you know, kind of getting a traffic jam and wrecking your mood. Hope that makes sense. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I liked the stubborn versus determined work a lot. I'm glad. Feeling sleepy currently, but peaceful. Definitely a shift from yesterday. How am I doing on my path post-healing? Yeah, so before the healing, you on your path, you kept looking around a lot, but you would like move forward intermittently. Like you'd look around a lot, and then at some point you'd notice, okay, that way's forward, and then you'd kind of push yourself and do a burst forward. Then you'd look around a lot for a while and turn around a lot. And so the question is, you know, that you can ask yourself is, okay, well, what was happening with me? Like what was causing me to just look around rather than to know where's forward and to move forward on my path at that time? And it looks like, you know, your mom was in your space. So if your mom was in your space, it looks like you would know which way is forward, at least. You wouldn't have moved forward. So it seems like your mom and your sister. So if you cleared out your mom and your sister out of your space, then it looks like you would know which way is forward and you would move forward. So at the moment, you're moving forward, you know, and you know, they're both out of your space. So I would just say, for some reason lately, your mom and your sister, that they're like the vibe of them in your space is like kind of like your kryptonite a little bit. So, I think there's some ways in which like the challenges that you have in this lifetime are a little too similar to things that your mom and your sister have put off and do not plan on working on in this lifetime. And so it's like they'd rather that you just stop growing, you know, because you're kind of, because they want to be in your space. They kind of want to micromanage you, but then you're too triggering what you're doing. So it's not like, oh, let me get out of her space. They're like, oh, let me just stop her growth so that she's not triggering me. So I guess, you know, you know how to clear them out and you're able to do it. I think it's just, sometimes you get a little caught up in like, I'm a loser for not moving forward, you know, rather than like we were talking about like, are you adapting well? So like, say if you are less motivated, why, you know, and then clear the suspects out, you know. But right now you're fine. You're moving forward. You look fine. So yeah, so hope that helps. All right. So someone says, if there are no chakra rivers in the first layer, yes, because it's already right up against the chakra, the first chakra, then basically the energy circulation should be easier. I mean, easier, I don't know about that, but there's less locations to unblock, but yeah, Why does the first layer tend to be the most blocked area? Because you come in from the top of your 7th chakra, and any blocks and weaknesses that you have on the way down means you have less power to get into the next chakra. It's like zipper, it's like a zipper. So you can't like skip a tooth on the zipper to get lower on the zipper. You have to be really good in the zipper to get all the way down, right? So if you're, like for you personally, you're pretty good in your 7th chakra right now. You're pretty good in your 6th through 5th. Your 4th, there's like turmoil in your 4th. So you're there, but you're not loving it. So that takes up a bunch of your strength. It's kind of distracting you, your 4th chakra dramas right now. So then your 3rd chakra, you're there, but you just don't have as much power there as you would have if you didn't have so much drama going on in your 4th chakra right now. So then you're in your 2nd chakra, but you're kind of like ready to pop right out at your 2nd. And then you're not in your 1st right now. So that's how that works. It's like, everybody comes in from the 7th down. So any drama and blocks take away from the power that you have to get into your 1st and really get that circulation well. So that's why we don't just work on the 1st chakra or just work on the 2nd chakra, even though for most people that's where they're most stuck. It's because, it's a cumulative thing. You gotta bring your power in deeper. So that's why it's like 1st chakra is like the final frontier. Rah. So it's fun to work, and it's useful to work, because if your 1st chakra is especially screwed, then you feel fear and anxiousness, or you're just overly tentative, or you have like fear-based procrastination, all that. So it's good to work it, but yeah, don't expect perfection there. I mean, all of the chakras, there's always like plenty to do. There's always more that you can do. So hope that makes sense. Someone says, I had interrupted sleep last night, woke up a lot, had itchy feet chakra, toes, tops of feet, made me move my legs a lot. Yeah, you had 1st chakra damage, 2nd chakra damage, Kundalini chakra damage. Even your astral body 1st chakra was damaged. So lower chakra damage. So then you didn't have strong enough boundaries in your 1st chakra. Well, physical 2nd and 1st and Kundalini chakra, you didn't have good enough boundaries because the chakras had cracks in them in the front. And then also astral body 1st chakra had cracks. So considering that, I guess it's good that you got any sleep. But yeah. Yeah, so you could repeat, if that happens again, you could, biker shorts work, how we did unblock biker shorts meridians. Remember, that could be nice. But yeah, just repair chakras more. Your auras, I think at first you did have aura damage, which is how you got so much chakra damage, but then you repaired the auras, you just didn't fully repair the chakra damage. There were probably some beings in the way. So hope that makes sense. So yeah, chakra damage, basically. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Where is it? I already read that one. Thank you, Janet. I started feeling intense rage after the 4th layer work. Right now, I feel exhausted. Think it is my Kundalini chakra and shiver for no reason. So shivering, I mean, there could be several reasons for shivering, just in general, like just, blood sugar issues. Are you having a blood sugar crash? Like, have you eaten protein lately? Have you just eaten sugars and carbs lately? So eating protein isn't a bad idea when you're having shivers, because you could be having a blood sugar issue, like physically speaking. But if it's purely energy, which I think for you it might be both, so there might be a blood sugar aspect as well. But Looks like you and your mom are having a bit of a tug of war. But I healed her too, so it's easy enough for me to do something. The both of you tend to like get bothered by the same invasive beings, and then they kind of come through her at you and through you at her. So it's like if you just imagine both you and her, and then all the invasive beings that are kind of pitting you guys against each other, and just have them all recycled. Angels, can you recycle all those beings? Yeah, so now you guys are like kind of unglued. There's just some invasive beings making you guys attack each other. So then you can just like freeze all the invasive beings that are in the way of your chakra repair and just drag them out. Angels, here you go. Drag them out. Angels, here you go. And then just, you know, some extra chakra repair, major chakras, including Kundalini chakra. But really for you, like all of them, 7 through 1. Your creative rings are fine. Just major chakras. Yeah, so that should start things in a better direction. Yeah, you and your mom. Interesting. So hopefully that helped. You let me know in your survey tomorrow. Someone says thank you very much. You're welcome. So shivering, just in general for people, you know, blood sugar issues, you could definitely suspect that. Eat some protein, lay off the carbs and sugars, and alcohol, including lay off the alcohol. I know that's not in your case, but not an issue for you. But chakra damage. Lower chakras, chakra damage, like Kundalini chakra, first chakra, that kind of thing. But for you, you had damage in all your major chakras because you and your mom were just kind of colliding with each other and whacking each other because of invasive beings. Someone says, thank you very much. You're welcome very much. Someone says, it seems like your sound is out. Are you kidding me? Oh, bite me. Hello? Hello, hello? Hello, hello, hello. Hey, Lorenzo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh. I think the sound was out. Oh, that's a bummer. I was on a roll. I was saying some cool stuff. Let's see. Now is the sound out? So is the sound, the question is the sound out now that I'm showing the face diagram? It might be out now that I'm showing the face. But then now when I go back to just showing me full on, how is the sound now? I think now the sound's fine, but I'm curious about how the sound is when I was showing the face. Oh, that would suck so hard. I was saying cool stuff. You can? Well, hopefully it was temporary. Yeah, 2 people said they couldn't hear me. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me now, guys. All right. Somebody said the sound is back again. Sound is back. So lame. Well, I hope that was really brief. Thank you for commenting about it though. Yeah, it wasn't muted. It must have been just, I don't know what it was. Okay. Someone says LOL. Someone says, thank you, Janet. I have worked the path a lot in energy healing. I do, along with the protective force field around it. Oh, you're talking about your spiritual path. to generate more energy so I can increase my ability to read and heal myself. What am I missing? Oh, all right. What I would say for that person that commented that about, you know, what am I missing about being able to read and heal myself better? I would say talk to your angels, because there's something custom to you with your angels. Talk to your angels about it. I mean, I know you're like, well, Janet, I can't hear my angels, so why are you telling me to talk to my angels? But yeah, there's some way in which, like, in a way they hold you back, and in a way for your own good, but in a way you're holding yourself back. So it's like there's just something you need to work out directly with your angels about it. So how can you do that? Just keep melting walls of baggage in between you and your angels. I have like a 2-minute short video for those that don't know the process I'm talking about, but you just imagine any of your personal baggage blocking your communication with your angels as a wall between you and your angels, and you melt it away with gold light. So I would think keep working that. Work what's in between you and your angels, because there's something about it. Like your angels are trying to get you over this hump of, you know, of limited reading, healing, customizing ability. Because you can read and heal yourself. Well, you can heal yourself, but just not in custom ways. So your ability to customize, you know, and read yourself. But anyway, but just keep working your communication with your angels, your ability to receive from your angels, that kind of thing. All right. Hope that helps. Someone says, thank you for the feedback. The be the flow, not the glue came to mind a bunch. Yep. I used to say that a lot. For those that don't know. Someone says, thank you, Janet, about path feedback and mom sister stuff. I'm getting a lot better about noticing instantly when they're hopping in and reminding them about karma just happened, LOL. The feeling like a loser stuff totally tracks. I'll work on that. Thank you. Someone says, thank you for the healing, Janet. Thank you for the little sheep emoji. Someone says, hi, Janet. Thanks for everything. You're welcome. I'm having this annoying pain, lightness in my left hip. Wondering if you could take a look. Yeah. You know, I have a short grounding video that's like 6 minutes, 7 minutes, that does grounding, and it does repairing energy leaks in the legs and the shoulders and the arms. I think that could be an easy way for you to work on it. Because you have blocks in your auras around there, behind there. You have aura, you didn't get the healings. I mean, you know that, but other people don't. So you have aura damage behind that area. So you think about where it's tight and then repair your auras behind there. So I have an aura repair video and then the grounding video, both in the short video playlist. And if you do those, I'll link the short video playlist as soon as the live stream is done. But yeah, do the grounding video in that, because it also works legs in that. And then do the aura repair video in that. You can repair your aura behind the area that is tight for you, and then unblock your auras right there. Use lots of gold light and work that. Hope that helps. Someone says, I can hear you. Sound is on with the face diagram. Sound is good. Yeah, so I guess it was a temporary thing. Someone said they had no sound problems ever. Wow. Well, that's pretty interesting. Maybe it was a YouTube thing. That's odd that YouTube would mess with the sound for some people but not others. Fun fact. Someone says the sound was out just before you started reading the chat comments. Now it's okay. Well, thanks. Sound was out a long time ago at the end of the healing. The sound came back when you read the comment about some sunny place. Your sound was out only for a short time at the beginning of the chat. It's been fine since. Oh, good. Well, that's good. I feel better. Someone says, so glad I came across your channel. Thank you. You're welcome. I'm glad you did too. Yeah, YouTube likes me a little better these days because I put out a whole bunch of videos every day for like the first half of this month. So YouTube likes me a little bit better now. So that's my website, jwhealing.com. And I cannot promise to put out videos every day anymore, but I will try to put out more of those little cute ones. And that short video playlist is featured on my YouTube page. And I will try to find it now really quickly so I can link it in the chat also. I could give an update on Izzy. He's in a different spot right now, but I can give an update while I'm looking for the short video playlist. So Izzy update. So Izzy update is he's our dog, our beagle. He's a senior beagle. He's very cute. Unfortunately, I can't show him right now, but anyway, his fleas came back, but he's epileptic, like he gets seizures, so we can't use normal flea medication on him. Because a lot of regular medications aren't good for dogs with seizures. It basically brings on a seizure if you give them the medication, even though the medication is supposed to relax them or kill fleas or whatever it's supposed to do. So I'm waiting to hear back from our vet to see what else we can do to help his fleas, help him get rid of all his fleas. Because we've done certain things that we know are safe and they haven't been enough. So that's our life so far. Hopefully Monday will bring delightful vet advice. This is, I'm enjoying the gold background behind your live stream today. Oh, good. Yeah, we'll see. Everyone can comment in your surveys, post-healing surveys, about how you feel about the gold glitter, the moving gold glitter. It is supposed to be slightly distracting in that it's supposed to remind you about gold light and flowing energy. So if it's distracting, but in a positive way, then that's actually what it was supposed to be. All right. So you guys are awesome. Take care. And the next healing, the final one for this month and the final one for this set is in 2 days on Tuesday, the 21st of January, 2025. Woo! All right, guys, you're amazing. Let's end with some gold glitter because I'm addicted to gold, shiny things. Bye.